In FIFA 22, the most important position is the attacker in Ultimate Team, a player who will score you goals. Whether it's a striker, a player on the wing, or maybe a centre forward, you need a goal scorer who can be consistent. And as Michael Owen once said,
when they don't score, they hardly ever win, and that's their problem.
Thanks, Michael, for that brilliant bit of punditry. Welcome to the first attacker that we have to include, and this man is going straight into the god tier of this video. This guy is absolutely monstrous in Ultimate Team. You see most pro players use Mbappe. Every weekend league you face Mbappe at least 10 games out of the 20 games, maybe even more. He is unreal, one of the fastest players I've tried in Ultimate Team. And normally, you know, when you've got like a fast player, sometimes they might not feel all that pace, but Mbappe feels even faster at times. The amount of times you can do a really bad through ball and Mbappe goes and gets it. It's unbelievable how often this guy gets in behind defenders and unbelievably clinical 5-star skill moves. He really is the prototype striker and a meta striker like we've never seen before for a gold rare card. I think he might be one of the best gold rare strikers of all time. Absolutely worth the attributes he's got. Is he worth, 1.3 million? I always say maybe you can build like an incredible 1 million coin team, for that price. But for me, I think he's unbelievable. I think he's got to be in the god tier section of this video. Now on to a player who is a very interesting player within Ultimate Team this year, because last year he was probably one of the best gold rare left wingers or right wingers you could use as striker. This guy in FIFA 21 was amazing. However, for me, I don't like his card as anywhere near as much as the previous FIFA, and I don't like saying that. Marcus Rashford, man, in FIFA's always been fun to use. He's got the attributes to be really nice, but not having 4-star weak foot. Yes, he's got 5-star skill moves, but my god, he's nowhere near as good as one of the other wingers on this video today. And the only great thing about this card, I guess, is that right now he's a very good price. So maybe you do need a left winger with 5-star skill moves. He could be, quite good for you. But for me, I think compared to last FIFA and how often I've used him a lot, guys, my road to glory, he's nowhere near as good as his previous version. And although his stats look nice, I really feel like his dribbling let him down in game. Nowhere near as agile as someone like Sadio Mane or Dembele. Is not the player he once was, and for that reason I'm going to put Rashford in the decent section. He's not quite bad enough to be in the avoid section, as he can still do wonders with the 5-star skill moves. However, just is not the same as the previous FIFA, and in this game is nowhere near as consistent in front of goal. That might surprise you guys, because I've always loved Rashford's card, but yeah, I'm going with the decent. Not quite avoid, but decent. We move on to a very interesting card. This is Riyad Mahrez with his flashback card. I feel like a lot of you guys either love or hate this card. There's no in between. I really do like this card. He's not as quite consistent as I thought he might be with his dribbling in game. He feels like he could be one game unstoppable. The next game he might not be as good, or if not good at all. However, when Mahrez is on fire, he really does perform in an amazing way. And to be honest, I'm saying he wasn't consistent. What the hell am I on about, guys? 80 goals in 70 games as a right winger? He's one of the best players in the game. I've just been the biggest hypocrite on this whole video. Right, well, that might change things then. But I still can't get over some games he's just not turning up. But then I'm wrong. I proved myself wrong on my own road to glory, for God's sake. So, that is a crazy record I've got with him in FUT Champions and division rivals. Either way, though, I still don't think he's god tier. As amazingly hilarious as that sounds, looking at that goal record, you can play him as striker, right winger, left winger, and with the right, probably Deadeye style or even Hawk there for the physical attribute upgrade, I would advise maybe trying to improve his finishing more than the chem style I've gone for there. But overall, he's not quite god tier for me. And I know that's nuts to hear because look at his record, but I'm going to go for very good. He's so close to getting into god tier though. He really is a fun card to use. Well, we meet again, Nabil Fakir, and let me just tell you something about this guy. One of the most phenomenal starting SBC cards we've ever seen in Ultimate Team history. This guy is one of the best players in FIFA 22. You can guess which section he is going into. He's still in my Road to Glory squad in Weekend League on my Road to Glory. He's sensational. And he might actually be the most hated player in this game. He might be the new Ryan Kent from FIFA 19. This guy is that crazy that he breaks people's consoles, controllers, TVs, you name it. This guy's broken everything when it comes to FIFA. And no wonder looking at these stats. I mean, yeah, 95 finishing in game. They are all for champions and division rival games, guys, as well. And yeah, I mean, to get those amount of assists and goals in, you know, those competitive modes really is kind of stunning. I can't lie. He's a clutch player. His dribbling inside the box is unbelievable and really unrivaled. You're not going to find a striker with this much agility in the box with the same rating there. And yeah, I think he's one of the best players I've tried in general, not just attackers. He is definitely, guys, in the God tier section for Nabil Fakir. There's probably people watching this wondering, Matt, when is Fakir going to get an upgrade? It should be soon if Real Betis, I think. Guys, this might be good news. I don't think Real Betis are going through the groups, are they? So he might not get an upgrade. But if he does, good luck. We move on to a surprise inclusion. Now, the reason why I've included him as a forward is because in my formations, when he used like 4-2-3-1, he plays as like a high attacking cam, which I would probably say is more of a forward than a midfielder, or a 4-3-2-1 as a right winger. And it pains me to say it, although he's got, you know, solid stats on my Road to Glory, I do not think he's anywhere near how good he used to be in like FIFA 19, FIFA 20. And to be honest, feels like a disappointing card, even with those stats. I know it's weird to say that, but some cards, guys, most cards do perform differently to how their stats look. It's not always about the stats, right? That's why I love doing these videos, because it really gives you an insight on how these players play in game. Now, Bernardo Silva has great dribbling stats, can't go away from that. But in game, just does not feel clinical, doesn't feel as electrifying as previous years. And I think that sprint speed does let him down quite a lot, especially on the counter attack. And for me, actually, is an avoidable card. I know that's surprising to hear. Maybe I'll change my mind in like a week's time or a month's time. We'll see. Comment down below, which players would you avoid in Ultimate Team? Bernardo Silva, let's get him added, guys. He's getting added to the tier list of avoid in FIFA 22. How can a card that looks that sensational be that bad in FIFA 22? I'm sorry, Erling Haaland, mate, but you're just not the right striker for anyone's Ultimate Team. In the box, yes, he can score some bangers, but when you do pass the ball to Erling Haaland, he feels like one of the clunkiest strikers I've ever used. And he's got the best version of his gold card we've ever seen, with 89 pace, 91 shooting there as well. I think his dribbling massively lets him down, although it looks like he's got decent dribbling stats there. In game, honestly, such a clunky card, guys. He, alongside Bernardo Silva, is getting added to the avoid section. I do not recommend this card, guys. If you're starting your Ultimate Team, definitely go for a more agile striker. Even like a base Fakir, someone like Timo Werner could be cool. More on him shortly. But I just don't think Haaland is the right option at all. Even with the special cards, guys, I would still avoid. Now on to a player who is, to be honest, sensational. There is a reason why a lot of pro players are using this card, even over people like Neymar. And if you use them as a left winger, obviously which classifies as an attacker, or a striker, centre forward, you are going to be scoring more goals than you've ever scored before. Anytime I come up against David Jindler, or have used him myself, he scores so many goals, gets a hat full of assists as well. The guy is devastating in Ultimate Team this year, guys, and he absolutely is going in the God tier section next to, I mean, would he be a strong link? Yeah, he would be. To Mbappe, right? Same league. So yeah, Jindler, guys, easy choice that. He is in the God tier section. Now, a lot of you guys wanted me to include more special cards within this video for the best and maybe worst attackers in all of FIFA. However, I've got to go Timo Werner there with a really, you know, phenomenal card there. And with an engine style will be unreal and is unreal in game. Have used him, guys, in division rivals. And he's got a very, very solid card this FIFA. He's not quite God tier. However, he is the second player into the very good section of the video. Very, very clinical striker in FIFA, which not always the case in real life for Timo Werner, but you know, he's a great guy, funny guy, and hopefully he finds his goal scoring form, but not against Liverpool, and hopefully we can win the league. That's a different side point. But anyway, Timo Werner, guys, is going to go into the very good section. Quality striker. Even his gold card, his base gold card, I would still recommend as a cheeky super sub. You can't go wrong with a Timo Werner super sub, guys. I mean, look at the price of this guy. He's literally like 4,000 coins for a card like that. Is mad. Now we move on to a very exciting new player and addition to Ultimate Team. It is Mo Salah. I came up against him about 7 times in the FUT Champions finals on both of my accounts, and he was devastating. This guy is certainly, guys, in the God tier section of this video. Literally complete Mo Salah, play him at striker in game. You are laughing all the way to some lovely rewards in FIFA 22. Ultimate Team. This guy is amazing. Definitely try and grind towards him, guys. 94 agility and balance there, 95 finishing, and it's only November. This guy is a must-have in your Ultimate Team. Go and get Salah completed, guys. Not even that pricey compared to Ronaldo. Honestly, he is sensational. We now move on to another new addition, an interesting card. At first, I was like, oh, that card is kind of, you know, a bizarre card because amazing finishing stat other than long shots with 90 finishing, 92 attack in position, and very nice pace, but they're not the best dribbling stats. Now, I have used him a lot on my Road to Glory, guys, like in even squad battles, grinding objectives as well, and he's got a fun card. However, I don't think he's God tier at all, nowhere near. He is not very good, but I would definitely say Flashback Mahrez is decent. He is a very decent striker in Ultimate Team. And I mean, to be honest, when Icon Swaps comes around, which should be hopefully soon, in early December, by the way, you're going to love having this card because he might be a card that might help you a lot get those nice Icon Swap wins with maybe like a Spanish objective. So I definitely think he's worth doing. I definitely do, even at the price. I think is he more than 100k? Might be cheaper actually, but still, I mean, for 2 squads, yeah, he's nice, very nice. I've used him on my main account a lot, and he's quality. And 85 and 83 rated squads, guys, are not that expensive. We now move on to one of the most exciting cheap cards to acquire in your Ultimate Team. It is Giovanni Simeone, son of the obviously legend himself, Diego Simeone, the Atletico Madrid manager, and his son is pretty exciting as hell, to be honest, to use in Ultimate Team. 87 rated striker. Quickly has become one of the most fun and popular strikers to use in Serie A over players like, well, Immobile, maybe even Dybala. This guy has a great card in Ultimate Team, and it's telling when you see a lot of people bring this guy on late in the game that he'll always try and get a goal, and often he does get the goal. But not only that, the heading accuracy 99, stamina's decent, the finishing is brilliant, the dribbling is great, high work rates, guys, on Simeone's card as well. This guy is the real deal. Very fun card to use in Ultimate Team, and I'm going to add him to my upcoming Weekend League squad. I think he's going to be electrifying with those work rates. Now on to a player that on the stat sheet there really does look like a great card, and we've all seen Team of the Season Bamba's card, which I think was from FIFA 20 or FIFA 21, which was honestly sensational. However, this is one of the worst attacker cards I've used in FIFA 22 this year, by far. Absolutely atrocious card, guys. You don't want to get this card. If you can avoid it, please do. He is obviously in the avoid section, and yeah, I don't like doing that for Bamba. You know, he looks like he could have a cool, fun card, but so clunky on the wing. Almost feels like he's got 83 pace. I don't know what it is. Minus the 10 pace, EA Sport FIFA, because you've definitely given him a minus 10 pace in game. Players like Mane, Dembele, Mahrez are far better options. I would definitely avoid Bamba in Ultimate Team. Now on to a card that I've used in over 304 games and is still one of the craziously overpowered cards in all of Ultimate Team, and he's going straight into the God tier section. It's Ousmane Dembele. Now, I'm very surprised. A lot of you guys who replied to my tweet today did say some of the best players I've used was like Marcus Rashford or Timo Werner. But the worst you'd used was Dembele. I saw a few people say that, I'll show you now. Gustavo put best player he's used is Mbappe, no surprises there. But worst Dembele, he's unbelievable. Best is Rashford, worst according to the boss foot is Dembele. He went for that banter there. Honestly, I would have switched players there, guys, and then that would have been perfect. Although I wouldn't say Rashford's the worst, I guess, I've used, but he's not very good for me. Next up, we have an interesting card here, guys, and it's a strange card, this, because sometimes you might feel like, oh, this guy's crazy with the 5-star skill moves, great links there as well. Being a Dutch player in La Liga with great links to other leagues around the world and very, quite good stats. I mean, very well-rounded striker here, guys. And to be honest, looks like a good cam as well. But if you're using him purely as a centre forward or striker, he is a very average player in this game. I have used him a lot in Weekend League early on as well in this new FIFA. And, he can score probably he might get, maybe 15 goals in 20 games, but when you got a striker, you need them to go above that level, get maybe 25, 30 goals in one Weekend League, and he just doesn't go above the decent level for me, guys. He's a very decent card, but nothing more, nothing less for Memphis Depay. We now move on to a player who I didn't think would actually make this video, but I thought, you know what, he is a forward, and he just feels a lot worse than those stats suggest. He feels like an 81 rated right winger, guys. Nowhere near as good as Chiesa from Serie A. And his, goal and assist return there, not that great compared to someone like Mahrez or even Bernardo Silva in my road to glory. This guy, for me, is actually an avoidable player. I didn't think I'd be saying that, but Politano, only reason he's good for my team is he gets a very good link to and perfect link to Di Natale, who I did pack on my road to glory in an objective pack. But Politano, definitely, guys, avoid this card if you can. Staying in Italy, though, we're going to go for probably the most exciting club hero, maybe other than David Jindler, you can get in Ultimate Team. It's tough to know where to place this guy on this tier list video, guys, because he is very, very clinical and he's just solid, great, consistent striker. However, I don't think he's as good as Nabil Fakir at striker. I don't think he's as good as, obviously, Mbappe. And at the same time, though, he really is so clinical in front of goal and has some of the best finesse shots outside the box of used. This guy is crazy from the outside of the box finesse shots. Such a good card. And with those stats, it's really no surprise, guys. It really is a monstrous card. For me, though, I'm going to place Di Natale in a world first on this video between very good and god tier section. There's no in between with this card. I think he's got to be there. Got to be. We move on to the most desired card in all of FUT Champions this weekend, guys. It's got to be Neymar from PSG. Whether you've got his base card or one of the lucky few to pack his informed special item, he is the man to get in Weekend League and in FIFA. He absolutely is in the god tier section next to Jindler, next to Salah, next to Nabil Fakir and Mbappe's teammate. Neymar is, to be honest, broken in this FIFA, guys. He's great at left wing, great at cam. You can maybe use him centre mid, to get past those players quickly, with his dribbling stats there. But really, to get the most out of Neymar, guys, I would advise playing him on the wing or as a second striker to maybe someone like Mbappe. Maybe you've got the coins to afford this card. Great card, though. And yeah, phenomenal player in real life as well. I think he's got to be in the god tier section. Comment down below, is Neymar as good as he's been in this FIFA as previous games? Next up is a player that I've got on my road to glory, and a lot of you guys wanted me to add these new special cards to this video. Leave a like, by the way, if you want to see more of this kind of content on the channel. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. However, I'm going to go with Antonio, and he's either good or bad in this Ultimate Team. And it's surprising because when you look at the stats with 91 finishing, he really does look like an absolute incredible striker in game. And obviously he was a very, very easily attainable card in Ultimate Team. But when you start to use this card game in, game out, guys, he just is not a great option in this game, especially over other meta options right now, especially from the Premier League. I mean, Timo Werner is a much better striker with his gold card than Antonio. That's what I'm saying. This guy is just not the answer in Ultimate Team. However, I think he's not quite avoidable. I do think he's decent. I'll put Antonio, guys, in the decent section. Next up for me is going to be a very interesting card that I see people say all the time is worth the coins, and I don't get when people say that about this card. I'll be honest, guys. I think this is a massively avoidable card in Ultimate Team. Yes, Vinicius Jr has got the 5 skill moves, but when you look at that finishing stat and realize that, yeah, he's got, phenomenal agility, but I just don't think this card is anywhere near worth the price of, I think it's like 300,000 coins right now in Ultimate Team. He's got, decent, probably quite good work rate and skill moves and a good weak foot. But when you look at the price of someone like Sadio Mane or even the price of Dembele at 9k, guys, I think Dembele is a lot better than Vinicius Jr for that price. My God, I don't think there's any comparison there to be had. I really think Dembele destroys this card in game. Honestly, he's actually 400,000 coins. I'm sorry, guys, just going by Dembele. I would avoid Vinicius Jr.'s special cards until his finishing is improved, which it should be, by the way. Really should be. The guy has been so good for Real Madrid this season. Please improve that, EA. But avoid his card in Ultimate Team. We add yet another very interesting card to this video, guys. It's going to be Anakie Williams. Now, for me, I really do think he's a great super sub. Very, very fun substitute, guys, to bring on late on in a rivals game, in a playoff game, in any kind of game of FIFA. He's a very interesting card, having the quality pace there that you just have to get in behind those tired centre backs. And I really think this is a solid shout, to be honest, for the perfect, decent striker or attacker in Ultimate Team. Nice card to bring on. Not quite good enough for me to start, guys. I'm not a big fan of, I believe, his weak foot there with 2-star weak foot. But still a solid card that you can't really go wrong with having on your bench. There's nothing bad at all about the idea of bringing on Anakie Williams late on the game and using him in that way. I think he's got a very, fun card. Going to be great for, when we get more objectives in FIFA, guys. Very decent card for Anakie Williams. So I hope you guys love the brand new video on the 10 and maybe even more best and worst attackers and decent attackers to use in Ultimate Team. Which attacker is the best and worst attacker in all of FIFA 22 Ultimate Team? Also, vote down below, guys, which video we should do next regarding the 10 best and worst players in FIFA 22. Maybe best super subs in the game, maybe the most underrated cards. Do let me know. Have a great day and take care.